says a right triangle with a hypotenuse of 8 includes a 36-degree angle. Find the lengths of the other two sides and the measure of the other two sides. So I'm going to start out by drawing a right triangle. All right, and so to help me label my answers, I'm going to label my angles and my sides. So remember, angles are always labeled in capital letters. So I'm going to let the one on the left be A, and the one at the top be B, and then my 90-degree angle I'll let be C. And the sides are labeled the same variable of the angle opposite of them. So across from angle A will be side A, and sides are always in lowercase letters. Across from angle B will be side B, and across from angle C, that hypotenuse will be side C. Alright, and the reason I did that is because it told me, it gave me an angle and a side, and it told me to find the other two angles and the other two sides. So I'm going to kind of make up this answer box. So I need angle A, B, and C. And I also need sides A, B, and C. And once I get all of those filled in, then I'm done, because that'll be my three angles and my three sides. So it told me my hypotenuse is 8. So I know this here is 8, which is side C. And it told me it has an angle that's 36 degrees. So it doesn't matter which angle we let that be. I'm going to put that down here with A. Now look at what they gave me. Using this angle right there that they gave me, what is side, what is that? The 8. Which side is that? Is that my opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse? That's my hypotenuse. So I know the hypotenuse, and if I'm after side A, what side is that? Opposite. So opposite and hypotenuse. What trig function is that? Sine. Right? So it's going to give me sine. So I know then sine of my angle is equal to opposite, which is side A, over the hypotenuse, which is 8. And can I solve for side A? Yes, how? No, I got to do more than that.
Well, you got to switch the bring the 8 on top.
Okay, so let's multiply both sides by 8 to get rid of that fraction, right? And so we end up with side A is equal to 8 times sine of 36 degrees. And then we can put that in our calculator, but we're going to put sine of 36 degrees. So what mode do I need to be in? Degree mode. So make sure your calculator's in degree mode. Excuse me, and tell me what is 8 sine of 36 degrees? To 3 decimal places. Will somebody verify that?
Yes. Yep.
Alright, and they didn't tell me any units, so I'm not going to have to label units, okay? So 4.702, unless you want to just write units afterwards.
Don't we know all the angles? Yeah, we do. D's 54 and C's 9.
Yeah, I'll get there in a minute. I just started out with the sides. Alright, so let's go ahead and do side B. So if I'm looking for side B, I always use what they gave me, guys. If I use either an angle that I find or a side that I found, if I made a mistake in the calculation of them, then I'm going to the mistake's going to carry on. So I don't use something that I personally found an answer to unless I have no other option. But when I go to find side B, I do have an option because I still know the hypotenuse was given to me. And side B is what in terms of opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse? Adjacent. So I can use adjacent and hypotenuse, which is what trig function? Cosine. So cosine of 36 degrees equals my adjacent, which is B, over my hypotenuse, which is 8. And then solve for b. So multiply by the 8. And so side b is equal to 8 times cosine of 36 degrees. And so side b is approximately 6 point what? 472. All right, and again, we don't have any units, so 6.472. Now, we still have to find those angles. I actually know angle C is what? 90 degrees, because it was my right triangle, or my right angle. And how do I find angle B?
Add into
All right, so angle B is 180 minus the 36 plus 90 added together, which is 54 degrees, right? And so don't forget to put degree symbols on them. And therefore, I have finished. I know all my angles. I know all my sides. So that's what it wanted me to find. So we're finished with that example.